Hey, Brian from Garage Mahal. Today I have this 450 piece, basically solderless stick wire connectors. And I've rigorously tested these on a bunch of vehicles I have. Primarily because like the solder stuff, you can solder stuff like inside. But like if you have something that's inside like a SUV or a car or underneath a truck or something like that, it's very difficult to solder anything that's in place. This is probably the best alternative for you. And I've used every different size and every different wire connection, and the great thing I like about it is it's a waterproof connection, basically salt proof too. So like if you live somewhere in a climate where they salt a lot during the winter, you get a lot of that salt kick up onto different wires, and those can corrode any open connection like super fast. So you want to make sure you make a waterproof sealed connection. So primarily the only thing you need is a heat gun, which I have like right here, these connectors, and then whatever type of wire connector that you're like putting into place, and a decent pair of wire strippers is definitely necessary. So let me just show you. So I'll strip this wire back and give you an idea. So these are the wire openings on that, and then if I was going to make a different type of connector, so this has some wire strip, but we're actually going to strip some more of that wire apart, so we can make a better connection on that. Now, the one thing is, when you're putting these together, you want to make sure that the wire isn't too long. So that's a little bit too long. So I'm going to trim that up over my garbage real quick. So I think that's good. Let me just cut that a little bit better. Okay, so that's about the length wire that you want. So a little bit longer than what we actually initially had. And then I think that size is probably good. So if I was going to be putting this connector on, and what you want to do is you want to size the wire up, and I think these red ones are probably going to be about the right size. So basically what I do is I kind of twist the wire first, and you want to make sure that it is the right size. So this one, that's probably just a little bit too small. So we're going to go with the green and see. Again, I'll twist that into place and then just push it in here. So that's a good size for us to use. So if you look, you want to push the wire in until you have the exposed wire onto that solder area that's like right in the middle. And it should make a decent fit as you're pushing the wire in, just to kind of give you an idea. So let's twist this wire around, and then we're going to push this in. And you kind of want it to like mesh in between. I usually give it a little bit of a twist. And if you see like the green color stripe, you want to push your wire in onto that area. And sometimes you have to push both wires and twist them both together to make a really good fit. And what happens is that little exposed section right here, that is going to make your little like tight, watertight fit on there. And again, that makes a pretty good connection. And again, we'll twist these wires just so it's resting over the solder and touching pretty well. And then what we are going to be doing is I'm going to hold that into place. Let's get this box a little bit out of the way. And then you want to we're going to put this on level 2. And just be careful. I mean, heat guns, they get hot, so watch your fingers. And you'll see it start to shrink. Then you want to kind of like, now we're going to melt the solder in the middle. We'll just hold it on the other side. Get some heat on that side. Okay, and then basically you're going to let that connection cool down because it is pretty hot. So you don't want to pull it apart right away because it obviously will pull apart because it's still on the warm side. So you want to like let that cool down, and in the meantime we are going to work on getting this other side together. And again, we'll just twist this, kind of form that little barrier. going to get this twisted in. Again, we're going to clear both sides of the insulation to make that a really good fit. Let's just twist that a little bit together. And then again, push it past that little green stripe, because that's where it's going to help make that watertight seal. Okay. Now we're going to put the heat on it. Okay, and again, we'll just let that basically cool down. And like I said, that red is nice and tight, even in black. Then it makes a nice tight waterproof connection, and that is not going to pull apart on you. And even though I just had some heat on it, it's nice and cooled down. This red one is especially, that one's ready to go. So I'm putting some good tension on that, and it's not pulling apart. This one's still a little soft, but again, even a little bit of tension on that, that's not going to pull apart. And then once these are completely cool, you have a nice, great soldered connection that is weather resistant, waterproof. No salt's going to get in there to corrode it if you're using for outside connections. And if you're using this for like an inside application, I mean, you're good to go. So anyway, Brian from Garage Mahal with your 450-piece solderless heat gun kit. I mean, these are absolutely awesome. Anyway, thanks for watching, and be safe out there.